Okay, I want to talk about some tools that I had pictured in this book. The tools, I believe, are flint knapping tools, and I made some reproductions of them, replicas, close as I get. And this site it's the range site. It was from near Dupo, Illinois, and it was dug up by the Illinois Transportation Archaeological Research Program. And so I wanted to show some of the possible flint knapping tools they had. Let's start out with this group here. This is an antler tine. Shows some wear down here or something possibly. And that's my reproduction. This thing here, this was 29 centimeters long, so it's pretty long. This here is a billet right here, and it had a hole drilled in it 2 centimeters deep. And they said it was probably not a flint knapping tool, but just a handle. And you can put things like awls in there. They also talked about some of the tines they found. They found several tines, and some of them were as small as 7.7 centimeters, which is not very big. Also, at this site, they had anvil stones and hammer stones. So I wanted to show here pretty soon how I think these were used. And this is a deer awl, I believe is a pressure flaking tool. This is an awl. And then, okay, I want to talk about this group of them. Now these were the same people at a slightly different time frame. This is emergent Mississippian, they call it, which means it's late woodland up leading to Mississippi. It had these little bitty main beams, little bitty, not a billet, but they call them a drift possibly. I got two of them, one here, and then this is a picture of the same one. This thing here, the big tine that's got part of the main beam on it, and right down here, it looks like maybe some damage or wear, something like maybe it was used for direct percussion, some. This thing here is an elk antler, and it's cut off real short, but it's a big old thing, big, like almost like a hammerstone looking thing. The brow tine was cut off, and then this part here is humped out. You can see kind of the rosette, and this humped out part must have been part of the skull, because they're normally just flat when they're shed. The other thing they found was a couple of tines. They weren't in too good a shape, but they had tines also, and I'll show you how to use them here in a minute. So I got me a piece of Burlington shirt here that it's good tough stuff, and I don't want to work this whole thing down, I just want a piece of it. So what I'm going to do is try and take a good flake off of it, and I want to be as precise as I can be with it, so I'm going to use this anvil stone as a punch and take a flake off to work. Now this is still a pretty big chunk, so I want to take it down a little farther and hold this on my lap. And just put the anvil stone there to where I want it. I got a really big chunk here that I need to take off, and I'm going to attempt it with this. And I got a pretty good chunk of it off. Hard to hit right where you want to sometimes. That took it down quite a bit. Okay, now I'm going to switch over to these antler tools. This big tine, I believe, can be used as a baton. It's not any good for percussion, direct percussion, but it can be used when you use a punch. And it's fairly heavy, and you can swing it good. So I think that's what that might have been used for. Also, this billet, the hole in it doesn't hurt it at all from being a flint knapping tool for this way. They said there wasn't no wear on it. Well, this would, you don't get much wear with this. Okay, good tough one. Yeah. Let me get a hold of it. Now, this is why it was so tough, because it went all the way across that ridge. So you really got to smack it. But this works great. Now, these little tines are probably pressure flakers, but see, I've got a ridge right here, and it's going to be a tough one. Took most of it. So these can be used as punches also. Anyway, then I want to show you these tools. These are, this one here can be used like a hammer for somewhat direct, but it's kind of probably not the best for direct percussion. These here, I believe, could be used like this as a punch. But they're small, so they don't take a big flake. This, however, can be used like a hammer to take bigger flakes. And the one thing about these used as a punch, like right here is kind of a dip, yet with direct percussion you couldn't hardly get in there. but using a punch, you can get in there to little tight spots. Now also these tines, they had tines there, a couple of them, and they can be used the same way. Let me set up I got a hump here I need to take off. I need to set up a platform so I can use these little ones to set up a platform. This rock is good, tough stuff from Missouri. Now, I've got kind of a platform set up here to try and take that ridge off. And I'm going to fold that in there good. And hold it solid. And run it kind of off. Still need to do some more, but that's good enough for a demonstration, I think. And I think I'll end it there.